Hi everyone, welcome to the indie game development blog of Irritum. This episode's just me polishing up some of the graphics I've already done in the previous episodes. So we've got the transparent cubes, and what I'm doing now is I'm just adding cylinders to all the sides of them and all the corners just to have a border around it. What I'm going to do is make another cylinder around this, have the inside cylinders like a white, almost like a vibrant white, or maybe a little bit colorish depending on what color it is, and then outside of them have a white, or the color of the cube, like in this case the first one I'm doing is yellow, on the outside, and have that opacity set a little bit less, so then that gives it kind of like a look of like a lightsaber or a glow to it. And this way it'll give the instead of the cubes just being flat, faceless kind of things, this gives them a little bit more pop, a little bit more attention, just to help have them stick out more, and so they don't all blend together when I have a lot of cubes together. Also helps the player distinguish the where the boundaries of the cube are when they're unactivated. A problem I had in the early playtest with myself was that when I'd be jumping from a couple cubes together, I couldn't really judge based on where my distance was from my player to the cube if I'm going to hit the corner or not, or if I'm going to make the jump, or where it really ends, especially when cubes are behind each other. It's really hard to distinguish that. So if we add these in, like you see here, I'm starting to get them a little bit brighter. That way we can tell really easily where it is, and when it deactivates, the texture, the material, like in the video before, will get turned very low. However, these edges will stay vibrant. So that's one way to do it. You can see me jumping around looking at it now, seeing if it looks fine. All the rigid bodies are still not kinematic, so if I change colors while I'm inside one of them, it'll bump and push around everything and screw up the whole scene. So now you can see me now. I'm going to be adding in the actual glow to it. The ones before, as you can see, they're just to do the border for it. This actually gives them a little glow, give them a little facelift, if you will. You see now I'm just going to be catching up with a lot of my coding, just changing all the names for the cubes so they're easier to keep track of as prefabs, making sure they're all working right because I didn't do as good a job as I thought I would last time. Then I'm just going to copy all the corners, change the colors a little bit, double the prefab so I can change them independently without changing all of the corners for all the cubes. And then I'm just going to pretty much drag them over, change the color like you see there, and just reparent them to the other cube. All the cubes started out the same size, so it wasn't really a problem with dragging them over. Just have to copy them, unparent the ones that I copied, drag them over and perfectly horizontal, and then they're good to go. Just have to change the color a little bit to make it look nicer. I debated for a while whether I want to include, when the player changes the color, whether the blue for the corners, the glowing parts, I wonder if they should be turned down also. But after playing around with it, right now, at the time of this audio recording, I've already have several levels done. So it feels right with them unactivated, I think, or activated the entire time. I think if they were deactivated, it would be easier for the player to distinguish whether they're on or off. But I think overall it would have as a better experience for the player. But whenever I put the alpha test out there, I guess we'll find out for sure whether people really want them to be faded also, or stay the way they are where they're solid the entire time. For people that are watching this and they don't know what I'm doing right now, when I'm dragging everything over there, I'm just adding in on new material, just replacing it to what it was. Before, I would have to create one and then drag it to that and then copy that one, but I'm just dragging them one by one over there since I really don't want to have to move them all over again. It's just easier. You see I'm also making a white cube right now, or rather than the plane that you're just walking on, I'm doing that. these white colors you can stay on the entire time, at least until the later levels. I also had some trouble getting a lot of these textures down for the white one, because what would happen is that the white would glow too brightly, too vibrantly, and it would confuse at least me when I was playing. It would almost be like if I have a white cube in front of like a red cube, it totally how vibrant the white cube was would just completely make the red cube null. You wouldn't even be able to tell it was there. So maybe I recorded it in one video, I don't really remember, but that's all I have to say about this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.